maybe like plaque is a little bit is like not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's
like protective. Like you know how like you have nose hairs and ear hairs for a reason. Like your mouth might build up plaque, and it's like it should be off in 24 hours. But I'm just saying, like who knows?
I love how
I'm not a fucking dentist.
No, I love how in 2025 we're all just basically our own doctors. We're just like, yeah.
I read on WebMD.
Or just I kind of have a feeling that's how it works, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not even embarrassed to admit how many times I like. You know what? Health wise, I just got a feeling it's all right, and it could be like the worst thing for you. But like, I feel okay as long as it's just beer, not liquor. No problem. Shit like that.
How often do you shower? Not to start talking about.
Okay,
naked,
yeah, that's a little. Dude, honestly, I do not smell ever.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm just lounging at the house or whatever, bro, I can go days and like nobody even notice. Yeah.
Like you don't even want to?
Oh, my brain's like, there's no need. But I'm big on like listening to my brain. Like I've made it this far pretty well.
Yeah.
Whether it's food, like you only need one meal that day, you need 3 meals this day. Like just
you just listen to your body. Yeah.
All right, what day is it today?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. This is the AC Sports Podcast. My name is Derek Ahlswede. With me today, he is the foremost Steelers fan in Chico, California, this great city that we reside from, that we're doing the pod from. I know him as Tinsley. Do you have a government name? Is it Reed your first name?
Reed's my first name, yeah.
I think for pods, we should go with Reed Tinsley.
Yeah, that's
instead of just Tinsley?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Okay. Reed Tinsley's a pretty fire sports broadcaster name, honestly.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to wear a Steelers jersey since we're going to be talking about Steelers, but it's triple digits the first day of triple digits this summer. Absolutely not going to happen.
I wore my Fix Your
yours?
Hearts or Die nuke jersey shirt. Very appropriate.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a different podcast. Man, so we did a run, I did a run with Ross Fields, phenomenal broadcaster for last NFL season. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, we're transitioning basketball. Let's go baseball. Because he knows all this stuff, right? Second basketball came around. I was like, I'm good on the pod. So I learned, like, I'm just a football pod kind of guy. Like, when it comes to doing a podcast, maybe it's because, like, there's only 16 games. It's just like we draw the drama out. It's mid-June. I'm like, we're ready. Mm-hmm. Football's here. Mm-hmm. They're practicing. And it's just like, it's just so funny the juice I have about football. Like, I love baseball to death. I love basketball. I go to those games more often than football games. Yeah. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, where do you rank your sports fandom? Maybe soccer's in there higher than. So
it starts with football and it ends with football.
That's it.
That's it. So it's funny because, especially I'm wearing an AI jersey right now. I wear basketball jerseys all the time because, like, I grew up liking the throwbacks and the fresh pair of J's. You know what I mean? So, like, I love wearing basketball jerseys, letting the arms show, you know. And then I wear baseball hats all the time because I'm bald. And I'm probably bald because I wore too many baseball hats. So I always get like, oh, go blah, 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 whoever I'm wearing. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, basketball, I'll only wear players that I like. And so it's always going to be old school players because I grew up liking basketball when I was a kid. Baseball, I'll never wear a Dodgers hat. And that's about it. Like, I'll wear any other baseball hat.
That's the most, like, basic small town shit to think, like, they must be a fan of that outfit they're wearing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm guilty of it too. Anytime I see like an old man wearing a Steelers hat, I'm like, "Go Steelers!" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm that fucking asshole."
No, if it's an old man, that's
just making assumptions.
There's no old man like. Well, what gang are the Steelers down in LA?
Yeah, Crips.
Are they Crips? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun to do a pod just on the different sports gangs.
Like Long Beach they wear a lot of Steelers stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. There's 2 segments for this. I didn't want you to be prepared. I want it off the cuff. That's the best way to pod. You
totally
know your stuff.
I like freestyling.
You do. There's a Steelers agenda here. The Steelers, just coincidentally, I feel like are one of the most. There's the most going on with that team.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's usually unfortunate.
Well,
as of late.
Sure. They had like. I swear they have like the most like kind of newsworthy conversations.
Yeah.
So
it's not a boring franchise, that's for sure.
Yeah, and
it's like, not a poverty franchise either.
Like A-Rod said, they're one of the the cornerstone franchise. He said something like that.
Yeah.
And the Aaron Rodgers connection is really also part of why I thought about you too, because there's a hometown connection there for us.
Mm-hmm.
He's from the town that we live in, that we're from. You're born and raised,
born and raised. Chico, California, baby.
So we've been following him his whole career. Obviously, went to same school or school across town. Similar age. Oh, actually, you're young. You're young. He's a lot older than you. Yeah. Anyhow, he's now on the Steelers. Kind of crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
I guess let's start there. Can you is there a gamut of emotions? Is there a spectrum? Like, how do you feel about this?
Yeah. So from the jump, I was upset that we let Fields walk because I think Fields has a lot of potential. And I was excited to have him. I was mad that we benched him last season, but I get Russ is a vet and more experienced, and he started off hot. I'm sure we'll get through with all that.
Right.
But yeah, I really wanted Fields, dude. I thought he could have been the future. And then we let him walk, and then I was pissed because then we had nobody. And then we signed Mason Rudolph again, and I was like,
MAGA Rudolph.
I'm like, this is not who I want. So I was real mad. And then there was all the talks. I mean, it was like, a month and a half, 2 months worth of talking about Rodgers going to the Steelers. So people would ask me, what are you going to do if you guys sign Rodgers? And I was like, I'm going to boycott until week 1. It didn't last. I'm on the train. I want him to succeed.
How long did it take you from boycotting to I'm all in?
It was we signed him. I was at work. We signed him. I didn't get the notification. I'm teaching my class. My boss goes on the walkie-talkie and goes, "Hey, Mr. T, congrats on Rodgers." And I was like, "What?" So I look at my phone and I'm like,
I thought you meant over the whole
no, just the walkie-talkie. And because we use walkie-talkies because it's an alternative education school and shit gets spunky all the time. Mm-hmm. So I immediately, fuck. That was my initial reaction.
That's kind of
I was not happy. I was not happy at all.
It's like if you're having a kid and you really wanted one gender and you got the other.
Yeah.
Like privately, you're like, I know they're great.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't recorded because the Rodgers reveal wouldn't have been a good one. I was mad. And then by that nighttime, I was like, whatever. This is what I got to deal with. I'm gonna try to make it the best.
There's the 12 stages of grief just went really fast,
really quick.
In half a day.
Yeah. Well, it's because so it's like, not to get political, but I might not like the president, but that doesn't mean I want him to suck. You know what I mean? Because it's like still, I want him to be successful. Yeah, it's still my team, right? So it's like, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going to root for him, of course. I don't want him to do bad. And it's just a 1-year deal. If it was 2 years, I think that that grief would have lasted a lot longer.
But bottom line is you're starting off from a no place in your heart and mind. Is there a heart and mind separation here, or the same thing for you? Do you feel a different way intellectually as you do emotionally about this?
Yeah, I guess it'd be different because my heart will always be with the Steelers, but I can mentally not agree with something, and so. What
about the Chico heart part of it? Or you just were never a Rodgers fan?
I was never a Rodgers fan.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you don't care. See, I've been the opposite where I'm like, I'm ride or die with this dude no matter what, because we have like 20 mutual friends, whatever, right?
Yeah. One of his best friends is like one of my boys' older brothers.
Yeah, we all, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I was big in football community here. We're kind of riding off the same era almost too. So anyways, I mean, obviously I get in kind of like funny, like I'm kidding but not kidding fights with people about A-Rod around here all the time. Yeah. Because there also is a hometown backlash for some reason too. Not to call you a hater.
No, it's fine. Because like there is a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate because the 2009 season Super Bowl when we played them.
Man, that makes all this. And then, that adds such another layer.
Oh
to
yeah,
this.
because then everyone in town was a Packers fan that year.
Right.
And that's just pissed me off even more. And then they won, and then all these people are flying around their Packers gear and flags, and it's like, where were you 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like, it made me more angry because I mean, you made it to the Super Bowl and then you lost, and we could have won. There was a chance, but
Rodgers was. He was only off like 2-3 years as a starter at that point. He was still like
his second or third year.
This is about to be an epic run. We got the next Montana or whatever, right? And then so it wasn't just like he's a hometown dude that made the NFL. It's like, oh, here's a hometown dude that could be like the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Beats your team. If anyone has, I guess, justification to hate, it's you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I felt like I was the only one that hated him during that time in here, around this area, right? So it was like I felt very to the neck, solo dolo. Like, so my brother actually won a Big Ben jersey the night of the Super Bowl, either at the Bear or somewhere, and he comes home the next morning and he's like, I know you're not the happiest about this, but here, I won this jersey, put it on, I was repping for you guys the whole game, everyone was all about Packers and Aaron Rodgers and stuff, and he's like, so here, this is your gift. I know it could have been under better circumstances and you could have been a champ, but here. And I still have that Roethlisberger till this day. So
just keep it away from the bar bathroom.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, just one more dynamic to all this. You know, Tomlin was the coach back then, still is now. So I do want to talk about Tomlin a lot too. And then now you went from being one of the first people that hated A-Raj in Chico to now almost everybody does, just for a bevy of reasons. The guy just with 20 years of him putting himself out there in these like very controversial ways that could rub people the wrong way. Now it's swinging to you to where now you're going to have to be one of the few people that loves him.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wins like the first 3 games, it's going to go to a different level where you're like, oh, now I'm not just okay with it. I'm like, I fucking love this.
Yeah. So like when I said I was going to boycott for the off season, everyone's like, what if he wins you guys a shit? I'm like, of course I'm going to love that. You know,
like going 5-1 or something.
But it's like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm, like I said, I'm going to support. I'm going to be watching the game every single Sunday or whatever day it falls on. I'm going to be watching every single snap. And I'm going to be rooting. You know, I'm not going to let my personal hate or vendetta go against my team. That is like something that I put on a pedestal.
I find you very interesting in a lot of ways, but you know, even just the football, your pregame ritual, as quick as it is and as predictable as it is, still always fun to watch. That's a part of why I want to have you on today too, because I do hope you continue to come back, because I just feel like this season's going to be so entertaining.
So I'll tell the backstory. So every game before.
Are you talking about your ritual?
Yeah, we started playing. I have a game day ritual, and I shotgun a White Claw. I look in the camera in a really like horrible voice. I'm like, "It's game day, baby," and I shotgun it. And it's really fucking cringeworthy. But the first
cringe is the new cool shit. By the way,
we're flipping it. So 2020 season was the first time I did it, and we won. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it again. And then we won, and then we won, and we won, and we went 10 dubs, 10 straight wins.
This was in 2020.
Yeah,
COVID year.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's obviously because of me and doing this ritual thing. I'm winning us these games. So I continued to do it. We lost. We sucked. And then I was like, I'm just going to continue doing it, because I was getting responses from like girls of boyfriends that they watch football and they're like, I fucking hate football. I hate Sundays. My boyfriend doesn't pay attention to me, but I look forward to your stories on Sundays. And
so I'm not the only one.
Yeah, so people started reaching out to me and they're like, I love this, or they'll text me, it's game day, baby. I've been texted before, like it was like 5 minutes into the game and like I had bad service or something and didn't post yet, and somebody's texting me and they're like, dude, where's your game day, baby post? And I was like, it should be loaded. Like I had to like reopen Instagram, like, so people are keeping tabs on it now. So it's
I would love to collab with AC Sports Podcast and that game day baby intro. Right? Anyways,
I'm super down.
My mind is really focused on a few different things that you've mentioned here. Let's start with the field thing. Apparently, it came out the Steelers were going after Stafford pretty hard, but that wasn't really an option, and that they ultimately wanted to keep Field, or Tomlin wanted to keep Field. So I think a lot of people in Pittsburgh, starting with the head coach, agreed with you on that. I was looking at the Field, Wilson, Rodgers numbers from last year, because one of the things I did the last season was kept kind of strict tabs on quarterback ratings and rankings and all that stuff. Yeah. And pretty similar dudes. but they just all had these like moments throughout the season. So weird. Like Fields started off 4-1. I want to say.
Yeah, 3-0, I think, and then he lost one.
Yeah, one another, and then bench, and then Russ comes on, rips off another
Three
like four.
straight. I think 3
4
straight,
and 1 or 5 and 1 or something.
It was something crazy. He started off real hot, and I was like, oh, I see why we benched Fields, and I was okay with it at that point.
But I mean, Fields. I looked at Fields beat some good teams. He beat like the Chargers. Russ came in, beat the Ravens and Commanders in that stretch.
Yeah,
just like some real impressive shit.
And that Commanders game was real lit,
bro,
because it was to Mike Williams on his first game being a Steeler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got the game-winning touchdown.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, shit, dude, like, it's going to happen. And then Mike Williams was, like, not even in any other play after that for the rest of the season. So it was like, there was a lot of times where I'm like, we got this. And then a lot of times I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Can I cuss on here? Because I've already let it rip multiple times. But yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? Like, why are you not seeing the same thing we're seeing? And that was frustrating as hell.
That was one of the games of the years. Of the year.
You're a
I'm a Commanders
fan too.
fan. Yeah, huge. And my whole world is flipped upside down for the first time in 30 years, which is great. It was 30-28, incredibly close. Great game by Wilson. Came down to us on like a 4th and 10 where we got 9 3/4 yards. Kind of controversial spot with Ertz coming back to the ball, as close as could be. It was probably the loss I felt best about throughout the whole season.
Yeah,
like that could have gone either way. Daniels is still, it's his 7th, 8th game ever. So, just one of those games that we had to lose, just like the Ravens game. NFC North whooped us up. That said, back to the Fields, Wilson, Rodgers thing. So Fields had his moment in the beginning of the season, first third.
Yeah.
Wilson had his middle third moment, and then Rodgers really kind of turned up in the final third.
For the Jets, yeah.
When you put their stats all together, I mean, it's really like Russell, Fields, Rodgers, kind of if you mix QBR and then the other passer rating metrics.
And you're just measuring by the thirds of the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Total. That's how they were, but they're really close.
Uh-huh.
But when you split them up in thirds, it was just like it was a real up and down. And Fields down was just I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
But you want the guy that finished strong. You could have kept. Yeah. I mean, Fields would have been, I think, good.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a lot of talk about like, oh, Rodgers ain't what he is. He hasn't had a great season in 3-4 years. But the way he finished, it's about, it leaves you as good as you could possibly feel if I were you.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, he was coming off.
Beast.
He was coming off a year absence, a year injury.
Right.
So of course he's going to be rusty.
He needed some time.
Age too, new team. So it's like, I get that, and I am happy. I'd much rather have a team that finishes off strong than starts off strong. Like the Chiefs constantly start off a little rocky. Bengals start off a little rocky. There's so many good teams. Bills that start off a little like, what are they doing?
But the Steelers are the opposite. They always start
off
like
so hot.
9-1. Yeah. What is up with that?
I don't know, dude.
It's
endurance
every
or something,
single
man.
Season.
Yeah, and it pisses me off because I'm ecstatic the whole year, and then when it's playoff time and where it really matters, I'm like, where were we?
You're expecting things to kind of go to shit in like week 12, week 13. Like, does it just kick into your mind?
No, I'm still optimistic. I'm still hopeful. And like,
Charlie Brown removing the football?
It's to the point where like I don't give up on a game until it's zeros on that clock. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, there's a chance. It's like that scene from Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going between Rodgers this year and Fields this year. It's a tough call for me. For some reason, I don't like Russ. I know he had that nice little start with him, but
I'm not a huge fan either.
Yeah,
I've never been.
Well, there's just like the personal element too.
Yeah.
Like Rodgers is his eccentric self, but like Russ' personal self, like for as weird as Rodgers is, I'm still fucking with Rodgers.
Oh yeah,
Russ.
I'd much rather hang out with.
Yeah. Who'd you rather hang out with? Right.
I mean, is Sierra coming or?
What are you gonna take her from him?
So you're saying there's a chance.
One of the weirdest couples. How does that's what her personality is?
I don't know.
Going from Future to Russ is the biggest like I'm gonna need like aliens to explain that in 100 years.
Clearly it was like she's like, okay, this didn't work out with Future. I'm gonna go on the exact opposite side of the spectrum.
Women do that, don't they?
Yeah.
That's actually, I can think of women that've done that to me.
What side were you on?
I was on like the
cool side.
I cannot trust this dude at all.
Yeah.
So you go to somebody like super kind of
just someone that they can control.
Yeah, I'm untrustworthy with women. Just a little insight into me. All right, cool. We're 22. So Mike Tomlin, it's basically been your coach for as long as you can remember. You had Chuck Noll before then. You weren't alive.
No, I wasn't alive. Yeah, but Bill Cowher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I skipped fucking Bill Cowher.
Chuck Noll was not alive for it, but Bill Cowher, was like so. I became a Steelers fan like the year before Big Ben was drafted, so I really liked the bus, 2003.
Wait, let me guess. Don't say it. Who was their quarterback right before Big Ben? Steelers. A Bear.
It was Tommy Maddox, but then there was also Slash.
Maddox.
Yeah.
Oh, Cordell.
Yep.
Tommy Maddox went to like Stanford or something. Yeah. Cordell went to Colorado.
And then he got injured, and Big Ben took over the helms like
Tommy
week 3
Maddox,
or something, and then went undefeated.
Yeah.
His rookie year.
People don't talk about Ben in the same vein as Brady ever, because obviously Brady doubled up on this. But like, not as far off as people think success-wise.
A lot of times people forget Big Ben and to mention him in like the
Nobody
top 5
does.
and stuff. Yeah, they'll throw in the top 10, top 12, which I still appreciate. But like, if you watch highlights of Big Ben, bro, and you just like, it's like 20 minutes of just insane plays.
He won 2 chips
crossing the field, dude. Just like, it's insane. And then his breakaway tackles and everything, like he just made something out of nothing, and it's just. He was a baller.
He was kind of like, I mean, honestly, he was a little Jalen Hurts-ish, just in terms of this big body. Cam Newton, you know, these are guys that just they weigh $160. They're big. They're big around every area of their body, right? So they're hard to take down. There are a lot of examples of guys like that didn't work out.
Oh yeah.
But it's like the toughness. Just he is kind of the GOAT of that body type, I'd say, because he's better than Cam. So he beat Seattle and then Arizona, which is one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. Yeah. The Seattle one, really one of the more forgotten Super Bowls of all time.
And there's still Seattle Seahawks salty about it. Like, yeah.
That's the Hines Ward threw like a touchdown pass. Was he the MVP of that game?
No,
he threw it to...
It was Mendenhall to Hines Ward.
No, it was Hines to hyphenated last name. Receiver. He was one of the...
Plaxico Burr?
GOAT. No, he's one of the GOAT Steelers receivers. So he played for the Redskins too. Wow. Well,
hyphenated.
Man, I don't have anything to look it up with. It's okay.
Wait.
Black dude.
Yeah. What? Hines Ward caught the ball.
No, he threw. Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was the running back. I think Rashad Mendenhall. Not Rashad Mendenhall.
No. Just look it up. It's not good podcasting to wonder what something is. But it'll come to me. It'll come to me. Oh, it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. So yeah, the 2 chips, and then Ben lost to Rodgers in his first and only appearance and win. It was just a 3, right? Or did Ben go to a 4th?
No, it was just
a 3.
Yeah. 1-2 lost.
I think what happens with Ben is that because Eli won 2, it's like they get thrown and they're like the same. I want to say they're the same class.
Yeah, they were. Same with Phillip Rivers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they just throw Ben in with Eli, and since Eli kind of has like, he won 2, but he's really like lower tier than anybody else in that situation. Eli kind of effed up Ben's legacy, just like in conversational terms. I don't know how you feel about that, or why you think Ben isn't mentioned where he should be. Was it the freaking sexual assault charges?
Yeah, definitely. That definitely did not help. That didn't help his case.
That must have been it, no? Like,
yeah, because like immediately afterwards, everyone was like, "Oh, Roethlisberger" and stuff like that.
It's rough.
It was just like, so it just like definitely tarnished his name and legacy. But I guess dicey.
I'm trying to think of who else. None of these. There's no new guys.
Antoine Randall L.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Because now I was just thinking his little when he said his own name on the screen, you know how like they pop up and they'll say their names. He said it hella weird, like Antoine Randall L.
What was I gonna say?
Sorry
about Ben. No, it's okay. I do edit some too. If there's like we can technically pause. It's not the end of the world. Damn. Oh well. Fuck, it was a good point. Oh well, we'll move on.
The Chargers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Like, scandalous shit doesn't happen like that to players anymore, really. Like, well, at least not like quarterbacks. Like, who's won recently where they got into some trouble? I feel like people are much more, since they grew up with smartphones their whole life, they're way more savvy and conscious of just the world around them. Yeah. They know they can't do something else. It's going to be on camera, basically. Yeah. That Ben thing was like the last of an era. Obviously, there's Vic before that. I'm trying to think with just the dogs, but
well, there was a lot of like, a lot of receivers and running backs. There's been a lot of fight videos, like abuse with their girlfriends.
Ray Rice and homeboy from the
Kareem
Chiefs.
Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt. But even then, that's like a good 7-8 years ago. You know, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just, I guess my point is, I think we're kind of maybe past the era of like scandals. Like, if you're a good player, because you know you're fucking up your money so bad. Like, the only exception
now
is
it's
like
just drunk driving.
Antonio Brown. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, you get like, and those are just like every once in a while, like, you know, the Raiders receiver Ruggs. Yeah. But I guess it's kind of a positive. Like, we don't really see the scandals as much with players. I mean, you look at a guy like Jaden now, or even any of these young guys, Bo Nix, anybody, they're Penix, they're all like model citizens. Like,
just smart. Why you want to fuck up your bag like that?
Yeah, but again, I think it's because when you grow up with that smartphone your whole life, it's just a different kind of human being. Let's talk about defense a little bit. You have one of the best defensive players in the league. He's a perennial defensive player of the year candidate, just like McLaurin with my Commanders. Homeboys holding out. TJ Watt, give me your whole Watt feeling kind of from day one too. I just read that, you know, that he is 0-4 in the playoffs, so he's yet to win a playoff game as a Steeler.
Yeah.
That's something.
But then if you like look at the games that he has missed, I think we've won probably like 4 or something out of the like
one of the best defense players in the league.
28 or something, whatever. Because he's missed a lot. Like, he missed a whole season, damn near. I don't know how many games exactly he's missed, but like if you could like show the statistics of like the games that he's not in there, we lose like 94% of them, and that's just one player.
For some reason, just like Tomlin's one of the greatest coaches ever, it's like just hasn't late Roethlisberger career. Like, it's just they just haven't had playoff success with anybody. But what's your feelings about Watt?
I love Watt. I mean, once we drafted him, I was like, is it just going to be the name?
Yeah.
And then he showed up and showed out, and like he's an absolute dog. And I love watching him every Sunday or whatever day it falls on. My wife loves him, so like when we first started dating, she became a Steelers fan, and it was easy because we had Palomalu, and he's easy on the eyes. He's got the long, luxurious hair, and now she's got TJ Watt. So I'm like,
very different types.
Yeah, but I'm like, get it as long as they play for the Steelers, get it, girl. That could be our bet.
That is funny, like your girl or your wife. It's like, that's one of their main reasons for watching the games with us is like just picking out who they think's hot.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess.
But yeah, no, I love TJ.
What about personally though? He's a little bit of a MAGA dude as well. Just forget, it's okay. Separate the art from the artist.
I mean, I don't really dive into personal lives too much, and he's not really on like Front Street.
He isn't. You just know he is, but he does stay quiet. He does stay respectful about it.
Yeah. I didn't even know he was real MAGA boy.
Come on. The Boses, the Watts.
Yeah, Boses for sure.
Well, your boy
TJ, yeah, pay him, but at the same time, I do understand he's on the tail end of his career.
No,
he's still got like a good
TJ
5 to 6 years left in him. Like, good.
Yeah, that's not tail end. That's middle. That's damn near prime.
Yeah,
he was I want to say second in Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yeah.
Just so. I guess maybe do you sign him isn't a question. It's like, are you down? Just give him $40 million. I think 35. Garrett got 40. Who were some other big names in there? I looked them up. Between 35 and 40 is the max for a D end.
Yeah.
Make him the highest paid player, make him more or higher. Because
that's what he wants.
You just do it. I mean,
genuinely, what he wants is he's seen the market for other linebackers and edge rushers and stuff and seeing what they're getting paid, and he wants to be the main guy.
He's in the middle. It's funny, these guys are in the middle of contracts like, nope, we're going to forget that. I want a new one. And it works, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, I think his contract is up next year.
Yeah, and he's making like 22 a year, which was high when he signed it.
I thought it was more like in the high 20s, but
No, it's 22. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, pay him, but I also see we got Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig that are both young dogs, but no one can match up to TJ Watt, and they're so good because TJ Watt is causing so much disruption on the line in the trenches.
Yeah, always have a good defense for the first 2/3 of the season. I mean, Rodgers took $10 million. Yeah. Brady did stuff like that during his run with the Patriots, which is part of why they won so many chips. To me, if you're starting quarterback that can still play, even like he did the second half of last season, only getting $10 million a year. I mean, a starting quarterback is usually making 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
Or Dak making 60.
Crazy.
Insane. I guess, the newer contracts are in the 50, 55.
Yeah.
So that frees up an extra $40 million.
Yeah.
They should be able to sign Watt, no problem.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't get it. Because we've also cleared up, like, Pickens not having to re-sign him or
that's a good segue. That's a good segue.
Yeah. So it's like we have a lot of money. We have, I think, like in the top 5 of cap space.
Then that means it'll happen. I think same with McLaurin. The bottom line is mandatory, OTAs did start. But if you're a star, man, Terry McLaurin and TJ Watt don't need to go to fucking practice in June. I'm sorry. Yeah. It is what it is.
I'll take Scary Terry from you guys, though. That comes down to it.
Okay, so good segue to the Steeler receiver life. We got to go position by position with this damn team. Feelings about Pickens leaving. Feelings about Metcalf.
Okay, so Metcalf was announced on a Sunday, and I was through the roof about that. I was so ecstatic. Yeah, I was so ecstatic because we never make big splash plays.
He's about 30 years old now.
No,
he's still beasting. Okay.
Okay. He's like 20. He's in his late 20s, 28, 29 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's a absolute beast. Like he's a specimen of a man. Like it's not like he's our age, 30 and 35 or whatever. But so I was super happy about that. It was announced on a Sunday. I was through the roof. Then the following day, Monday, was when Fields went to Jets. Immediately crashed back down. And I was like, well, shit, who's going to be thrown? Because, like, I was really excited about Pickens and Metcalf, the crash out bros, as the internet was calling them, because they are both crash outs. And it would have been amazing.
No, Metcalf isn't.
Yeah, he is. Metcalf is always throwing helmets,
but he's always he's like the most sweet, respectful guy off the field. That's the thing that Aaron's been talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about just on the field.
Pickens is off the field crash out.
And on the field. He's
and now you're going to Dallas, like the most notorious. We're going to take crash outs every year that nobody else wants team.
Yeah,
I hope that crashes and burns.
Yeah, so I was excited to see them playing across from each other.
Sure. Yeah.
And like you double team Metcalf, then GP's going to get open. You double team GP, then DK is going to be open. Like and then the slot, whoever's playing in the slot would eat, right? So I was super happy about it, super excited. But then we didn't have a quarterback situation, and then there was those talks about DK and Aaron Rodgers, or not talks, videos of them playing.
Right.
And then
that came out like a month or two before they announced the signing.
And I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind this. And then we traded Pickens, and then I was like, fuck, dude, I understand why. Obviously understand why. We were gonna have to give him a new contract next year. Is he going to be worth the headache? Yeah. So it's like, I totally get why we would at least want something out of it.
I want to say they got a third.
Yeah, okay. A third and then like a fifth, sixth swap.
And for some reason nowadays, like big name receivers are picking up like second max. Like, maybe AJ Brown, they got a 1 for him. Tennessee did, I think. But like other than that, really good players go for third, fourth. I mean, we got Debo for a fifth. Granted, that was kind of a contract thing, but so a third for Pickens is not bad. He's so young. To me, the Cowboys just kind of feel like a gullible team too, with Jones running things.
Absolutely,
it's probably for the best. I mean, Aaron, especially at his age, he's going to be cussing out somebody if they don't do something that he wants.
Yeah.
So Pickens is not going to be cussed out by anybody. Dak seems like he knows not to cuss out anybody. Just let it go.
A little passive.
Yeah, probably smart. In the big picture, who are your other receivers?
So we got DK, obviously. We also picked up Texans old they're not
So
Texans.
there's no other
Robert
big
Woods.
names.
No,
By the way,
Robert Woods.
You don't have to be this.
Calvin
podcast,
Austin the third.
Okay.
Yeah, we picked up Robert Woods.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on.
He was good 4 years ago
for Rams. Yeah, he was real good for Rams.
He'll get you 8 yards on a button hook, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, Calvin Austin, he's a little speedster guy. They had a lot of comparisons with him and Tyreek when he first.
Yeah. Super fast.
Yeah, super fast. Unfortunately, was injured his whole rookie season, and then we have Roman Wilson, who we drafted last year, who played I think one game, if that.
Okay.
Dealing with injuries and stuff. So, I mean, the core is there, but there's no like proof in the pudding yet.
Yeah, I mean, we went through this run the past decade or so where the running back was kind of disposable. Like, there's so many good ones, plug and pop, you get it for $2 million.
Yeah.
And Saquon's kind of redirected that conversation a little bit, but a lot.
And Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Receiver now, it's like, do you want, Higgins and Chase? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, do you want two beasts? Yeah. But it's like, if you got one name, you can kind of plug and play 2 through 4 through 5 a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it just has to do, with the amount of roster spots in the NFL versus the amount of games played. I mean, there's just so much talent that's always going to be coming up through there. That said, if you're Rodgers, it's like you are at this stage. I mean, the guy's been battling having like mediocre receivers his whole career. It would be nice if he got another kind of young stud in there,
and that's the thing too, is like receivers, they're only as good as their quarterback is, and they're only as good as the play that can get them involved. So to bring back Big Ben, he had so many receivers that he made look elite, and then they went to other teams, and they didn't do the same. So I mean, it really starts with the quarterback getting it to them, but I feel like receivers are a little bit more, like you said, they could. It's not as big of a seriousness as it used to be. Or
at least that's what you're gonna be telling yourself. We'll trade you the McCaffrey bro for somebody. We're not really gonna use him. He's like our 5th or 6th. We got McCaffrey's brother last year.
Keep him.
Wow. Okay.
You'll need him after we get Scary Terry. So
speaking of, I mean, if they sign him, they're not signing Watt. I'll swap out for that, actually. Speaking of, you're only as good as your quarterback. DK has Geno. Before that, he had a little Russ. I don't know if he had some. Oh, no, he had a couple kind of randos in there in between. A Drew Lock. He
had Russ, and there was that one year where it was like Drew Lock and Geno.
He didn't really have prime Geno. Russ, I don't think, ever.
No, and Russ and DK's connection was real.
Was it legit?
Yeah,
okay.
It was legit, because then there was also Tyler Lockett. Yeah, and so
that was a fire crew, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fascinated by so much with the NFL this year. I mean, we touched on how this is our favorite sport by far, but even this year is even
been crazy.
It's picking it up a little.
Last year was crazy. Last offseason was crazy with all the trades and stuff, and then it's like now, and I thought that was crazy, and it's not gonna. There's no way it would top it. But this offseason was even crazier somehow.
All the dynamics. It must be that just like it must be doing. I mean, you're paying attention. You're not normally doing a podcast. It just feels like it must be that I'm just more interested or know more about the league across the board as to why I'm more and more interested in it. But you're finding the same thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, interesting.
These off seasons have been just getting crazier and crazier because there's been so many big names that are just been dealt off like nothing, and you're like, what? Like.
Maybe it's that older players are staying better longer, so it's like just the talent, and this could apply to the NBA as well. Just like. Just seems like there's way more talent than there used to be.
Yeah.
Right? And younger players, they didn't used to play right away in the NFL. Now they do.
They would sit for like a year or two. Yeah. And now they're playing from the jump. And they're supposed to be saving the team as a one-man. One-man addition. So that's unfortunate, is that like a lot of these new up-and-coming stars are just like put so much on their shoulders, and they're like, we're supposed to be good now. And it's wild. Like, how? Why? We've been so shitty. You guys... Crazy, you guys get Daniels, and then all of a sudden you guys are good, which was crazy, right? But that's how that's how fans
4-13 team.
That's how fans and organizations expect of their rookie quarterbacks and stuff.
Well, okay, that's a good segue, I think, to the final thing that we got to touch on for Steelers, and then we'll take a quick break. The draft.
Yeah.
Seeing that Will Howard pick in the 6th round after passing on Shador, who looks really good, by the way. Mm-hmm. We won't mention that yet. Later. I just got this vibe about Howard. Like, wait a second. The guy won the national championship, making incredible plays on the biggest stage. And there's always been an air of that. Like, why did this guy fall so far in the draft when I just saw him do this in college?
Yeah.
Sometimes GMs know what they're doing. Sometimes they don't. Will Howard just has a kind of feel like he might be a guy.
I sure hope so.
Did you watch him play? Do you watch college?
So that's the thing. I don't watch college football.
Yeah, me neither much.
And it's something that I've been kind of like on the fence about. Like, I should get into it. The way how much I love football. Yeah. Why not be watching more games? Why not be aware of who's going to be coming in to the league? But then there's the negative aspects to it too. Like, I don't know what team I would root for. God forbid I am rooting for a team and then that star player goes to like the Ravens or something, and now I'm forced to hate this guy.
Or to another college team now. They just hop around teams.
Yeah. So the NIL and everything. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. I've been real debating about it, like if I would like to get into college football, but currently no.
Here's the thing. I think 2 things on that. To me, it's like if you only like NFL and you know ball, you're a football head. You're kind of saying like, I'm too good for college, dude. It's kind of beneath my level of intellect. You guys go run around and sort things out while I focus on like the real thing.
The funny thing is that's how I feel.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. So there's the cockiness to it. And then the second thing is, I went to UC Santa Barbara. We don't have a football team. College football should be, where did you go to college? And if you didn't go there, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Actually, it's making me mad even thinking about it for some reason.
No, and that
shut
totally
the
makes
fuck
sense.
up.
Like,
you didn't go there, dude.
That's why we're not college fans. Because if Chico State had a college football team,
which is where you graduated from, right?
Yeah. I would absolutely.
RIP 1998 Chico State football. 1997.
Yeah, I would absolutely be a college fan, but like, or if I say I went to LSU or Bama or something for college.
You'd be a fanatic.
Absolutely.
You're going to the games, 6,000 people. Yeah. You're hooking up with the girl. Like, there's just so many like your greatest life memories are around that. Yeah. You're going to be obsessed with it until you're 70 years old.
Yeah.
Drinking beers at the country club.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Rest of the draft, I think they got they get a D tackle from Oregon in the first round. That's exciting. We got Oregon's offensive left tackle in the first round, so similar. Those guys must know each other real well. Actually, going against each other in practice.
Exactly.
And then I want to say you got a running back in the 3rd round from
Caleb
Iowa
Johnson?
State. Yeah.
I think his name is
So that's interesting. Speaking of running backs. Tell me how Warren's the starter still?
Yeah, Jalen Warren.
Yes, and then Najee's gone now.
Yeah, that's why I went.
Just give us a little, again, we'll take a break in a sec.
I love Najee.
Give me some Najee Warren talk.
I love Najee. Shout out Antioch 92530.
Local NorCal, so he's not too far from us.
No, he's from Antioch. And I got a lot of people in Antioch, so it's like a second home to me. So Najee from the get-go, I was like, hell yeah, I was pumped about it. Absolute dog. He got a lot of flack for like averaging like 3.5 or 3 yards.
4 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
But yeah, exactly.
Only one to do it.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's like, look at these things, and then there's all those people that are like, well, he did it with 17 game seasons, right?
Yeah.
Back
17 weeks, 16 games. Now it's 18 weeks, 17 games.
Yeah.
So 16 games.
Ourselves. Yeah. But no, so last year and the year before that were 17 games, weren't they? Yeah. So half of his career was in 16 games and half of it was in 17 games. So people use that a lot, and they're like, well, if he's rushing, I guess to get 1,000 yards, you only need like 65 yards a game
over a 16 game.
Yeah.
So then, if you're averaging 3 something a carry, it's like 20 for 66.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's like, if it's not that great, why aren't there more people doing it? So he was obviously a dog. I loved our addition of Jalen Warren because he's just like he's small and fast, and he gets through these little holes and stuff. So like, thunder and lightning, you know what I mean? Najee was like the ground and pound, need a few yards, and then Jalen Warren was like open field monster, just like hand him the ball and he'll finagle his way. So
But now taking this dude in the 3rd round, that's a high pick for a running back these days.
I know.
That's like a first rounder these
But
days.
everyone's saying is that he is an absolute stud.
That's going to be – he might be, not officially, but kind of under the radar, might be one of their most valuable players by the end of the season. If he's really – that 1-2 punch back there that A-Rod needs.
Yeah.
I'd be that's kind of under the radar for the Steelers. This back they picked, I'd be really excited about it.
Well, like, so when like Adam Schefter or whatever Twitter page it was, when they announced that pick, I like clicked on it and I was like I read comments, like see like what do people think of this guy, especially if I'm not a college fan. And there's so many people that weren't Steelers fans that were saying like this guy could be offensive player rookie of the year. Like I guess he's a stud. So I'm hopeful. Like I said, I'm always gonna root for whoever's on my team. But there's a lot of big changes this season. So
we'll see how much longer Tomlin has. We know he's gonna be there this year, but we're going to the end of his Steeler career. Maybe. Do you want him to stay forever? How would you feel if he left? Let's say they go 10-7, but they win round 1. Okay, they get a dub, lose a close game. So good season.
Yeah.
How would you feel if he left after that?
We could have a losing season and keep Coach T, because I don't see another option that will be better right now. Anyone that is better than Coach T has a job that they're not going to leave anytime soon. So it's like Steelers fans are so spoiled that they're like, oh, they suck, get them out. They did this with Big Ben. They wanted him gone, and it's like, look how we've been since. Now you guys are talking about getting Coach T out of here, and it's like, who's the better option? So it's like I would much rather have him be our coach for the next like 2 or 3 years and then have him just gracefully walk away.
Or he's still kind of young.
He is young. I think he's like 50, low 50s.
Why not be the Steelers coach for 30 years? I don't know.
Yeah, we've only had 3 in like the past 60 years or whatever the hell it's been.
All right.
Something crazy.
All right, nice 50 minutes on the Steelers there. Any final thoughts on the team? Anything we didn't cover? Are we good?
No, just do color rush jerseys or the block number jerseys year in and year out. I do not like our basic standard Steelers jersey.
He's talking about fashion. All right, we're gonna take a break and come back, and we're gonna talk 2025 quarterbacks.
All right, I like it.
All right, I want to take 15 or so to go through all the quarterbacks in the league this year. Our starters are kind of strangely set. There's a few questions that we'll talk about. I love kind of grouping guys together and looking at them as like separate subgroups.
Little tiers.
Yeah, because like whether it's, the 4 per division, because those guys are playing each other most. So I really like to kind of focus on the rivalries that happen there that we don't even really talk about sometimes. Like, do we talk about Mahomes Herbert as a rivalry? No, but they're same division, 2 of the top 8 quarterbacks in the league. Like that should be a crazy rivalry. Yeah. So I want to talk about that for a bit. Let's start though with the tiers for seasons played. Okay, so I went through this. I ranked my guys. There's 5 different tiers of quarterback in the NFL. Okay, we have 0 to 1 year. Okay, rookie or 1 year in, 2 to 4, 5 to 6, 7 to 8, and then 9 plus. Maybe don't turn around so I can kind of quiz you. Guess here. Okay.
So wait, is there something hanging up right here?
Oh, just on the whiteboard. It's all up there.
Okay, that's funny because you kept looking up, and I was like, either there's something written up there, or he's just like brain blasting it. Like
this is the whiteboard segment.
Okay. I won't turn.
You can turn around in a second. I think I have doubled down. I included 3 teams with 2 quarterbacks. There's a little bit of a question. I even put Mason Rudolph on there for you because people are talking about him starting. He's not, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Rodgers get hurt. So I think I have 35 total up there.
Okay.
15, 36 total. Out of the 36, how many starting quarterbacks are in the 0 to 1 tier? The rookies.
So like just like
one
off the
season
cuff,
only.
or should I start naming?
No, just total number.
Just like 7 probably.
7.
8.
There are 10.
10.
10. Talking about what we were talking about coming in early expectations.
Yeah.
You know what? Forget the quiz. You can turn around and check the list. So
I like the quiz.
you like it? Okay, we'll stick with it.
I haven't used my brain in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So come on.
Then so 0 to 1, I'll list them off from my 10 to 1. Tyler Show.
Okay.
New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
This nobody that they drafted in the 3rd round or something. That's all they got. You know, Kirk Cousins is still out there on Atlanta. If they want to try to grab him, you know, Andy Dalton on the Panthers, older dudes. You know, Bryce is settled in there now, I think, finally. So they could get somebody like that. The Browns have 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, crazy.
But it looks like Tyler Show, he's number 10 out of the 0 to 1s. McCarthy in Minnesota, I have him at 9. Still a rookie.
Yeah.
He's been around.
Rookie.
You know, it is valuable to be with the team for a year, even if you're not playing. To a degree, he knows the playbook and everything. Bunch of pressure on him. My number 8, I know Flacco's a projected starter. I think Shador.
Okay.
I think he's going to end up starting. I think he's going to be good.
Okay.
Then Cam Ward at 7, right ahead of him. Caleb Williams at 6. Pretty fucking low after being the number 1 overall.
Yeah.
A lot to prove.
But he had a horrible year.
It was actually pretty bad. Statistically, too, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting, a lot of the conversations like who has more pressure, Caleb Williams or McCarthy on Minnesota, which is a good argument. What do you think about Caleb's future? You think
I think he'll be
okay?
Fine. I think he'll be fine, yeah.
Have him at 6, got Drake May at 5.
Okay.
So May ahead of Caleb.
That.
Patriots, you think they're going to be like a 10-win team this year? What do you think of May?
It's possible. I mean, they got Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pink powder on the yacht. Diggs. Cardi Diggs.
Yeah, it's possible.
Cardi Diggs.
That's crazy.
Whatever I said, like if you're not a wide receiver doing coke on a yacht in the off season, like you're not a real wide receiver. You're not living life, dude. That's just you're a wide receiver. So
you're a white receiver.
You're a diva. Okay, so May 5th, I got Bryce, roller coaster ass season, one of the most roller coaster seasons of all time. Finished strong.
All right, can I guess your 3?
So Bryce is 4. Well, what do you think about the Bryce at 4?
I respect it.
Okay, so
I would
ahead of Williams and May.
I would probably put May
ahead of Bryce?
above Bryce.
Okay.
Yeah. So your top 3, I'm gonna go. Yeah. It's Knicks, Stroud, and you're very confident.
Stroud's in 2 to 4. He's not in this category.
Oh, Stroud. Oh, because last year was the second season. Yeah. Okay, so it'd be Knicks. Who am I forgetting?
So there's a top 3 guy that I got in here that you probably won't know. Knicks at 2, Jaden at 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Knicks did phenomenal. The guy low key kind of kept up in the Rookie of the Year race when Jaden had the greatest rookie year of all time.
I'm in a keeper league, and I actually traded somebody, one of my players, I forget who it was, for a pick, and he threw in Bo Nix.
No way.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm keeping him for my quarterback. You could keep 5 positions, and I was like, I'll keep Bo.
He's another mega suburban kid, but like that.
I think he could. I think he'll be a dog.
He is, man. Yeah. He's the perfect like bad guy in high school. Like the Karate Kid guy, like that's who he is to me.
Yeah,
like so easy to hate.
Yeah,
but also because he's just like perfect. Yeah. You know, pause. So Knicks 2, Jaden 1. That's going to be an awesome kind of AFC. I think we're going to see those guys in the Super Bowl against each other sooner than later. Honestly, 2 great franchises right now. The Broncos are going to be.
Who the hell? I can't think of who would be.
Okay,
3.
This guy. The reason no one else has him 3. I think he's there. I think he's ahead of Bryce, Drake, and Caleb. Because I think he's just going to – he only played the last third of the season last year. But he played against Washington in Washington in a must-win game for us in week 17. And we barely beat him. We beat him in overtime. Jaden exhausted. Michael Penix.
Oh, why did I forget about Michael Penix?
Cousins out of a job because of this guy. He came on late, but there's just...
Did he play? I don't even think he played 3 games.
He did. Ooh, did he not?
2?
Well, he came out of nowhere and almost beat Jaden in a must-win to go to the playoff. That shit showed me so much. Like, we kind of should have lost that game. They missed a field goal late at the end of regulation. Mm-hmm. So after seeing that, Falcons got skill players. I think Penix is going to be like,
definitely
is going to skyrocket this year when people aren't really talking about it.
And I think Falcons are, they don't know what they're doing. Signing Cousins to that fucking contract and then immediately first round drafting Penix. I'm like, what?
Well, it turned out to be the right play.
Did it though? They got a good player, but now they have so much money against the cap.
You got to take an L sometimes. You got to know when to take it. It is. Look, if anybody knows about taking big L's, it's this guy. Okay. No, I mean the signing was horrible. Cousins got signed for 40 a year the same time Daniel Jones did. Like it was like they're white and corny. Like let's give them 40 mil. And they can't throw. They're not very good. I think Cousins' arm strength really went down. I think he's going to kind of fade out of the league. So, anyways, Penix, Nix, Jaden, top 3.
I respect that.
Okay, let's move on to the 2 to 4 range. So we had
so we have 25 players left, right?
15, 36 minus 10. 26. We got 26 players left. We got 4 tiers left. How many are in the 2 to 4?
Okay, that one I'm going to say like 6.
Close, 5.
5.
All of them are less than 10, obviously. So only 5 guys in this category. Number 5, I have Anthony Richardson, who might end up not starting. I put Daniel Jones on this list. The Colts are one of the teams where I put 2 quarterbacks on there.
Okay.
Richardson just kind of injuries, body, guy took himself out of a game.
He's tired.
Like weird vibes with Richardson. He's still going to start apparently, but a lot of people think Jones is going to end up starting and Richardson.
Well, because it's not for sure yet if he's going to start or not because he has an injury that's lingering.
Oh, Richardson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He has some sort of injury where he's not expected to start right now.
Dude is almost in like Jamarcus Russell territory, dude.
Does he have the lean? Is he sipping lean?
I mean, just like what? It does honestly feel like he's just not like a guy that like everybody. You have to be someone that people are gravitate to that are like a magnetic personality. He just seems like he's just a little more chill. Like which I guess you can get away with if you're just awesome. But anyways, Richardson 5. 4, the newest member of the New York Jets, Justin Fields, number 4. This one gets controversy.
And what year range is this, you said?
2 to 4 years.
2 to 4, okay.
I think Fields actually played.
I think this will be his
3
5th year.
Yeah, he's already played 4. Yeah, 3 with Chicago, 1 with.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he's been around for that long. Number 3, I got Brock Purdy at 3 in this tier.
Okay.
Low for some. He's made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Number 2
championships.
Yeah. And then, he could have had another where he got hurt. So, I got 2 guys above Purdy in the 2 to 4 range. Who do you think they are?
Okay, well, C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
I have him at number 2. Who do I have number 1? The 2 to 4 range. His years might be a little confusing because he sat for a little bit when he started his career.
Oh, Jordan Love. Yeah.
So I got Love 1. What do you think about Love, Stroud, Purdy?
I respect
order?
I respect it.
You wouldn't switch it?
No.
Really?
No, I wouldn't switch it. No.
So you think Purdy's not as good as Stroud and Love?
My Niner homies are gonna come for me on that one, but I don't care, dude. I'm not sold. I think he's good. I wouldn't say like I don't know, man. I like Purdy, but I'm just not sold. I'll say that.
I mean, unless he's like literal Tom Brady 2.0, like he's not. He can't do the things that Stroud and Love can do. No. He's not as mobile, obviously. No, yeah. So that's it. He's a smart dude and intelligence
and a great system. Yeah. And I don't want to call him a systematic quarterback like a lot of people are doing, but like it is there. If he was on any other team, I don't think it would be.
It's a tough one. If he's on the Jets or something.
Yeah.
That's always a fun game.
So that definitely always plays into it.
Right.
It's not taken away from him, but it definitely adds into it.
What about the Love Stroud conversation? Stroud.
I'd put Love over Stroud.
You would?
Yeah.
So Love had they lost the first playoff game this season, but they did make it. Mm-hmm. Great regular season record all year. Year before that, they whooped the Cowboys in the playoffs. Yeah. So he's got a bit of a pedigree.
Because they both have 2 years under the belt.
Stroud has 4. But
Stroud? No.
I'm sorry.
Love. But starting. No, starting.
Yeah.
They both have 2 full seasons.
Right.
And who's out of those 32 games, 34 games, whatever it is, who's performed better is Love. I would put Love over Stroud.
Stroud's just been a winner, you know? Like
this last season was a little rocky.
His stat, but you know, his receivers are getting injured left and right. Like their defense did carry them.
Starting of the season, they had the best core ever. I was like, they're going to be dogs.
But
and then
they're going to be back.
Dominoes, bro.
Nico's back. I forget, was it Tank Dell that fucked up his leg at the end? Yeah, so he's not going to be back. But Nico's their top guy. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
But then Diggs is at Patriots now.
Sure, but he didn't do a ton in Houston anyway. So,
but I'm just saying at the beginning of the season when you saw those three, you're like, fuck.
They still make the playoffs. People forget they were down like 3 at the half to the Chiefs in the AFC, not title game. I guess the divisional game. So just great defense there anyways. Okay, so that's our 2 to 4 tier. Next, 5 to 6 tier.
5 to 6.
We're 15 down. We got 21 left. So, there are, I will give you a clue. In this, we have 2 technical backups that could be starters. I already mentioned one of them.
Okay. So I'm going to say.
I mentioned both of them actually already.
We have 21 players left?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 13.
7. Only 7. And that's with 2 kind of asterisks.
Okay.
So not many. 5 to 6.
And this is how many years?
5 to 6.
5 to 6. Oh,
that means already played.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was a little bit more of a gap.
Oh, you were thinking like the Lamar guys.
Yeah. Like I thought it was like a 5 to 8 gap.
We're separating.
5 to 6. Okay.
Because it's really interesting to compare the 5 to 6ers versus the 7 to 8 guys. And
so there's a 7 to 8 tier, and then there's one more tier that's
9 plus.
9 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So 5 to 6, I put Mason Rudolph at 7. Honestly, did some decent things last season.
He could be
Tennessee.
Fine. Yeah, he could be fine.
And then Daniel Jones at 6, so I think is going to end up being the starter.
I'm interested to see this.
He could do something in Indianapolis as well. It's a decent team. People totally forgot about him. Like it's going to be a lot of like nobody believes in me type of thing for Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I could see Mason if like Rodgers gets hurt. Winning some games if he has to go in.
Yeah, it could be a Darnold situation.
Yeah. 7-6, those guys. Number 5, I have 5 and 4 were tough. I had to ignore injuries for this. Trevor Lawrence at 5. Still waiting on Trevor to kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
He's got some good weapons this year. That AFC South is always wide open, so who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy.
2 at 4. Is Tua? How do you feel about Tua?
I thought you said 2 to 4.
Oh no, Tua at 4.
Yeah.
Should he retire?
I don't know, dude. I'm not his doctor, but he doesn't even listen to his doctors. His doctors told him to not play no more. I like Tua.
Skill wise,
keep your damn head up, dude.
Yeah.
I got PTSD from Shazier, dude. Don't be just.
He's still like going head up with people.
Yeah, bro. It's ridiculous.
Top 3 are beasts.
Yeah.
In the 5 to 6.
So you got.
Yeah. Give me your guess. The 5 to 6, the top 3.
5 to 6. So Joey B would be one of those, right?
So I have him at number 2.
2. Okay.
Debatable. A lot would have him at 1.
Right. And then
ahead of this guy.
We're gonna have Herbert's 1.
Herbert's 3.
3. Okay. So Herbert, Joey B.
Oh, it should be so obvious.
Jalen.
Yeah. So I have Hurts above Burrow just because Hurts won a chip.
Yeah.
By that logic, though, I should have Purdy ahead of Love and Stroud, but whatever. Most people have Burrow, even Herbert above. If you look kind of the pro rankings, it's like those top 3, phenomenal top 3 from 5 to 6.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be leading for a long while.
Burrow not in the same class as all those other guys that we're going to get to now. A little younger. Kind of interesting because we always group them with the Lamar group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is probably the best divisional rivalry, Lamar-Burrow in the AFC North. It's funny that now we have Rodgers and Flacco are also in the AFC North.
Who would have thought?
Bro,
like, really,
they're going to go head-to-head, dog.
Well, not according to you. Shador will be there.
No, for sure. But if they play early in the season, man, I wonder what tier they're a part of. So 7 to 8. So now we're down to 14 guys. To be fair, in the final tier, I have 2 to 3 guys who might not start.
All right, so this is probably going to be like
7 to 8.
6 guys.
6 guys. You got it, man. Good job. Good job. Now, fuck it. with who we said. Try to name the six. See how many.
Darnold.
You get. So this is 7 to 8 years played already.
Carr. No.
Carr retired.
He did retire.
Yeah.
Duh.
Darnold. That's why I had it number 6. By the way, this group is so good. Darnold is 6.
All right. So Darnold, Lamar.
I have Lamar 1.
1. Okay.
I mean, come on, dude. What are you doing?
Dak.
No. He's played
Dak's
9 seasons.
over? Okay. Damn. Dak the OG now. Fuck.
Bro, you said Lamar and you're not naming these other guys right away? What are you doing?
All right. So Geno's 9?
He's 9+.
Okay. Fuck, dude.
The best quarterbacks in the league?
Oh, Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. I have him at 3.
Josh Allen.
I have Allen at 2.
All right.
So you're missing my 4 and my 5.
Lamar 1?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? I respect
Lamar 1, Allen 2, Mahomes 3. Fuck Mahomes.
I respect that. I respect that, to be honest.
Although Mahomes got a fade. Everybody on TikTok's like,
fresh.
he's looking kind of blacker. We're a little worried now, dude, because he's been running as white Mahomes the last couple of years.
So who we got?
Mahomes is so the Drake of the NFL, dude. In
really
every
is,
way, dude. In every possible way.
Shit. So I got 2 more that I need.
Okay. One of them battled a pretty gnarly injury. Under the radar, talented dude, can run like crazy. The other guy, a little underrated, just wins, dude. I fucking trust this guy. Dude competes in the playoffs. He wins playoff games. Both kind of on the smaller side. We got 2 NFC guys.
2 NFC.
Both have reddish uniforms.
Dude, why am I... I'm
one
sucking
has
right now.
One has like a pewter, or one has a scarlet red. The other has just a regular red in their uniform.
Scarlet red jersey. NFC.
One's East Coast, one's West. Both NFC.
Oh, wait.
Or one's South, one's West.
Okay, but Cousins?
No.
No, he's 9+, right?
No, these guys... No, yeah, he's 9+. West Coast red team, bro. That's not the Niners.
Oh, Cardinals. Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Kyler 5th. Number 4. Really one of the most underrated quarterbacks in football. That's it. I have been looking at a lot of top 10 lists that he's been on now.
And you said it's a red team, too?
Scarlet.
Bro, give me
we beat
hint.
we beat him in the playoffs first round last year.
Oh, what? I was thinking golf, but
no, that's second round.
Who'd you guys beat?
We win their house under their fucking cannons. Fucking kicked the.
Wow, bro, that's bad. We faced him so many times for like the first 5 years of his career. Yeah, Bucks.
Baker.
Baker. Thank you. Blanking on.
So we got Lamar, Allen, Mahomes, Baker, Kyler, Darnold. Phenomenal tier.
And where was Baker listed? 5?
4.
4.
Right behind Mahomes. Kyler 5, Darnold 6.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that list. And then 9+.
9+. So we got a remaining. I got 8 guys on here.
8 guys.
8, 9+. So the 2 biggest groups are 0 to 1 or 9+.
Okay, this one should be easier.
Okay, so these
we got Rodgers.
Yes. Okay, I have Rodgers at 3.
At 3. Flacco.
I have Flacco at 6.
Okay. Cousins.
I have Cousins at 7, who is a backup.
Okay.
Keep in mind.
Okay.
I have another backup at 8.
Was he on the list? Yeah, he's on the list.
He's on the list. I have another backup at 8.
Another backup at 8.
But you got Rodgers, Flacco, Cousins are 3, 6, 7.
Dalton.
Dalton is 8.
Listed?
Dalton is 8. Good job. Okay. Good job. So I need the 5, 4, 2, and 1.
5, 4, 2, and 1.
You mentioned one. You mentioned this guy already.
Oh, Geno Smith.
Oh, you mentioned 2 of these guys. So I have Geno 4.
Okay.
I mentioned one of these guys. You mentioned one of these guys, and one of these guys has not been mentioned. Oh no,
Goff. Jared Goff.
Bro, I forgot Goff. Where's Goff?
I just took a peek, but I didn't see.
Whoa. Well, I fucked up. I forgot Goff.
So
I want to say he's in the 7, 8, or is he in the 9?
I think he might be 9.
Well, if he's in 9, he's 1.
He might be 7, 8. 4 years.
Whatever. We're skipping Goff.
So okay.
Damn. Fuck. I missed one.
Makes me feel better about forgetting about Baker.
So you said Rodgers, Flacco, Cousins, Dalton. Did you say Geno?
Yeah, I did say Geno.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 guys you haven't mentioned.
1. So number 1.
Yeah.
2 and 3.
Number 1, number 2, and number 5.
Oh, number 5.
I have a guy right behind Geno. We've talked about him already in the pod. You're very familiar with this man, as we've talked about.
Oh, Russ.
Yeah, Russ.
Yeah.
Russ 5 behind
Yeah.
Geno. I have Russ ahead of Flacco
Okay, so
behind Geno.
1 and 2.
I have Geno behind Rodgers. That's probably controversial. What do you feel about that?
I would have it like that.
You
Geno
would?
after? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You got Dak.
Just because of what they've proved so far. I'd
Sure.
base it off of that. So
Dak 2. So I have Dak ahead of Rodgers. How do you feel about that?
yeah.
100%?
Yeah. I would rather have Dak than Rodgers.
This year. Yeah.
So then number 1, he's a starter.
Yeah, he's a Super Bowl champion. West Coast, baby.
Oh, Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Matt
Jesus
Stafford.
Louises. I even thought of him earlier, but I didn't say
Where's
it.
Goff, bro? Well, the listener going to have to look that up. If Goff was in 7 or 8, I'd have him 4 behind Mahomes, ahead of Baker. If Goff was 9+, probably 1 ahead of Stafford.
I respect that.
What is
Which
Goff?
is crazy.
He's not 9 already, is he? He's probably
I don't
7
think
or
so.
8.
I think 7
Probably
or
like
8.
7.
Because I think he did 4 on Rams.
Yeah.
And I think they re-signed him, and then he got traded. And
If
it's already
he-
been 3 years on
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah. So
Maybe even longer.
that
No.
7-8 class is probably the best. If Goff's in that,
I can look now.
yeah, you can look now.
Yeah.
All right, man. We just really caught the listener up on the quarterback situation in the NFL this year.
You wrote Goff down there when you were doing
I
the
did.
divisions.
So let's just kind of let's go over these divisions real quick. Like I mentioned, who are the best rivalries in each division? So we have the NFC South.
Okay.
Bryce versus Penix is a pretty fire
That's
matchup
going to
now.
be fun to watch.
And then we got Baker versus Penix. That's going to be exciting. These NFC South games are always close.
Yeah.
People kind of shit on this division a little bit because it's
Rightfully
always
so.
rotating. I'm a bigger fan of this division. I usually like the division winner will be like a 3 or 4 seed, but they'll cause fun. Like they'll win the first round usually.
Make something of it.
Yeah. So
They're really just there to disrupt. They're not going to win. They're not going to take the whole thing. But they're gonna piss some fans off.
The Panthers, Falcons have never. Oh, Falcons have been there with Jamal Anderson and them. Oh, that's right. Saints with Tyler Show looking like they're going to be one of the worst teams in football, probably.
Yeah.
That's what I love about looking at the quarterbacks and you break it down. It's like you kind of tell, like if you like to gamble or whatever, like you can get an idea of who really is going to be bad. In the North, we got Goff, Love, Caleb Williams, and Mike McCarthy. So we have Goff versus Love is a pretty phenomenal.
JJ.
So sorry, JJ.
Mike McCarthy's just fucking chucking the rock right now.
So Caleb, JJ is a fun matchup. Both second-year guys, and then Goff, Love, 2 of the
Goff and Love's going to be a great one.
That's a great rivalry right there. So again, you can kind of look at that and say, oh, the fucking Lions and Packers are going to be 1-2 in this division next year.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, people put the Vikings up there because they have one of the best coaches in the league, just one of the best rosters. They're still going to be the 3rd best team in the NFC North, I think.
I agree.
Bears can make some noise now. They got Ben Johnson, so
Yeah.
fun division. They were a great division last year. NFC East. To me, this is the best rivalry now, arguably in all of football. I guess behind Lamar and Burrow, Jaden and Jalen. I mean, we saw him in the NFC Championship last year. Obviously, we got whooped up. Jaden's rookie year. But these two, man, just like different styles, but both like I was saying earlier, just like model citizens. Like you couldn't create like a better like human football player with these guys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now the fact that they're like top of their division, top of the league, going after each other, man. Those
solid teams.
Those games are
solid
going to be
supporting
crazy
cast.
every single week. So to me, that's my favorite rivalry in football. You got Dak and Russ. I mean, I shit on the Cowboys always, so I'm going to shit on Dak, but like that's the old head rivalry. So our Dak and Russ is like our Rodgers Flacco rivalry.
I guess so, yeah. Get Russ the fuck out of here.
Still starting.
Ridiculous.
And then the West, we got Purdy, Darnold, Stafford, Kyler. Maybe like the highest floor in that?
Yeah.
Like, there's no bad player there. Who do you like best in that? Who do you want to see most out of those 4 play each other?
I like Seahawks. I like Rams.
Just like head to head. What 2 quarterbacks is like, oh, that's going to be exciting?
I don't know. I mean, probably Seahawks and Rams right now, just because it's Matt
Darnold,
Stafford versus
Stafford.
Darnold. Yeah.
I was gonna say the exact. I think Purdy, Kyler are like the most exciting. I mean, Darnold and Stafford are similar types. You know.
I'm just excited to see what Darnold does up there.
That's the whitest quarterback league. Purdy, Darnold, Stafford.
Even Kyler, dude. He's just played
He can, dude. He's a beast,
dude. I'm just saying, like, he's
mobility wise. Like,
I'm just saying, like you said, the whitest quarterback
I know,
group.
wait, am I being like
Kyler is pretty white boy. Just goes home and plays Modern Warfare.
Maybe I should stay away from the race talk a little bit. You know, I say it with the utmost
he's like
love.
5'6", right? So.
Right. So that's gonna be a fun division too. Okay, AFC. Let's close out the pod here. AFC South is always the worst division in the league. Stroud is gonna win that division. Then we have Cam Ward, Trevor Lawrence, Anthony Richardson / Daniel Jones. So Lawrence versus Daniel Jones.
Yeah, boring.
Ward Stroud, that could be a thing.
I could get behind that for sure.
That's fun.
Yeah.
North, we just got Lamar and Burrow, you know, arguably 2 top 3, top 4 guys, but then, like we mentioned, the Rodgers, Flacco.
Yeah, if we're just doing quarterback to quarterback, that's the only really available option that you have to go with. But if we're talking teams and, like, organizations, Ravens-Steelers rivalry is, like, unmatched.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That said, every divisional game in the NFL is fun no matter what. Like, anybody can beat anybody. I feel like the Browns will beat the Ravens. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Beat us in the playoffs.
Yeah. So,
it's like crazy.
One thing that hasn't been talked about much because it's so new is that Shador is in this division. So we now have a Lamar Shador, a Shador Burrow.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible.
That's fun, dude.
Yeah.
If Shador really just out of the gates, like, oh, okay, this was absurd. He should have been a first-round pick. That's dope.
I mean, it would have been sick if we kept Fields and then all 4 quarterbacks are like young, stylish black folks.
Because Burrow is definitely black. Hey, just ask black women.
We traded Kyler and Joey.
They will tell you. In the East, AFC East. This is why, like, the Bills have been running away with this fucking division forever.
Well, think about it. It was Patriots forever because Bills sucked, Dolphins sucked.
Exactly.
It was like, yeah, now it's just altered a little bit, and now it's Bills' turn. And then eventually Miami's going to be in the revolver.
When they draft
when they draft
it's like Manning.
And then who's the 4th team?
So we got Fields, Tua.
Yes, ass.
Fields, Tua, May, Allen. I will say that it's better than it's been traditionally. Tua stays healthy. The guy, he can have 450-yard games.
Yeah.
We've seen it. Fields can win, and May is one of the better young quarterbacks on the rise. So I think that tells us that Buffalo could lose maybe an extra game or 2 this season. So something to look
definitely,
for.
Especially with fucking what's his name, the new coach for Patriots, Vrabel.
I'm hoping. Like, if I had to making, like, spoiler picks or something, I think people a little too up on the Patriots. It's like, oh, Vrabel and May, we're going to win 11 now. Like, I still see them as an 8-win team, I think. And the Jets are going to be around 8-9 too. So are the Dolphins. The Dolphins could be like a 4 or 5-win team, though, if something goes wrong with Tua.
Yeah.
So just Allen, just like with Brady and the Patriots, like you said.
He's just going to be his to lose.
He's also coming off Michael B. all over his wife. In a movie for everyone to see, so he's got some extra fire to work with this year. All right, final AFC West. Mahomes, Herbert, Knicks, and they'll throw Geno in there. This Knicks Mahomes thing is low key awesome. Knicks Herbert is awesome.
I like Knicks Herbert.
Yeah, that 3, and then Geno might. The Raiders are going to fuck around and win some of those conference or those
games.
Divisional games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been so many changes this offseason.
Well, we just covered the whole damn thing. So we are experts in quarterbacks.
It's crazy.
All right, we're at an hour 23. We're well past what we thought we were going to do.
All right. That went quick.
You like hockey?
No.
Oh, I was doing a left-hand shake. Panthers won. We don't care about that. NBA Finals. Anything to say about basketball? Oh yeah, you don't care.
No, I don't care. But is it over? Did Pacers take it?
No. It's 3-2 Thunder.
3-2. Okay.
Whatever. We don't care about AC Sports Podcast. We're on YouTube now. Go to @AC Sports Podcast. Instagram @Ahlswede Collection. I'll put some different stuff on there. You want to plug anything?
Nope. Just follow my boy.
Your socials?
Watch all these videos.
What are your socials?
Read Tinsley pretty much on anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can find me that way.
He's got an entertaining page, entertaining guy. Tinsley, appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.